Good morning, good morning, good morning. Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the Trillion Dollar Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. This is your pre-market briefing for Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. Strong durable goods data this morning. Multiple earnings beats across tech and semis, and the FOMC meeting minutes is at 11 a.m. This is not a quiet day. Morning strength, midday policy risk, potential volatility shift after the FOMC minutes. This show is for education and entertainment only. Always do your own research, but you can use this show as a foundation. Let's get into the mantra. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom that come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable. I am skilled. I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. Okay, let's check out Forex Factory and the macro news. We had core durable goods month over month come out. The actual was 0.9%, forecast was 0.3%. That's a strong beat. And we also had durable goods orders month over month. The actual was negative 1.4%, forecasted negative 1.8%. Less negative than expected, so that's also supportive. Key takeaways: business investment stronger than forecasted. Economic resilience narrative is supported. No immediate contraction signal. We do have the FOMC minutes at 11. That's a red folder that will give us the tone on inflation persistence, rate path expectations, labor market commentary, and balance sheet direction. All right, so we did have some earnings yesterday. After market close, we had PANW, which is Palo Alto Networks. They beat earnings by almost 10% and a small beat on revenue. Cybersecurity demand is holding strong. Next, we had Cadence Designs. They beat on earnings by 4% and a small beat on revenue. Semiconductor design strength continues. Excuse me. Today in the pre-market, we had Analog Designs. They beat earnings by 6% and a small beat on revenue. Semiconductor space remains resilient. As you can see, there's very nice pop in the pre-market. Yesterday, the close was at 388. It ran up to 369 in the pre-market. It's currently at 354. Next, we have Moody's. They beat by 6% on earnings, small beat on revenue. That means the credit markets are stable. As you can see, they closed yesterday at 423, and it's currently 441 in the pre-market. Multiple beats across tech, semi, cybersecurity, and financial analytics. A strong day for earnings. After market close, today we have Carvana, DoorDash, and Figma. That is high beta consumer and tech exposure. Okay, let's get into Robert Greene's Daily Law. Act boldly on one of your ideas today. There are two failures: failure from never trying and failure from bold action. The first teaches nothing, the second teaches everything. Repeated failure toughens you and clarifies the process. Success without struggle is often misread as skill. Long-term investing application of this. Investors hesitate, waiting for a perfect entry, waiting for perfect clarity, but mastery requires participation. Act boldly with structure. Allocate capital when your thesis is sound. Accept volatility as part of learning. You gain more from disciplined exposure than passive observation. The active trading application. Traders freeze. They second guess. They wait for certainty. But markets reward calculated boldness. Take the setup. Manage the risk. Review the outcome. A controlled loss teaches more than never pulling the trigger. Boldness within discipline accelerates skills. Act boldly, but act structured. Let the data guide. Let the tape confirm. Let discipline protect you. This is $1 Trillion Tickers, and I'm your host, Matt Richards. All right, let's get into the market caps of our $1 Trillion Tickers. Let's see what we got. Nvidia, the most valuable company in the world, $4.50 trillion, followed by Apple, $3.87 trillion. Google, $3.66 trillion. Microsoft, $2.94 trillion. Amazon, $2.159 trillion. TSM, $1.88 trillion. Meta, $1.61 trillion. AVGO, $1.57 trillion. Tesla, $1.54 trillion. Berkshire B, $1.08 trillion. And Walmart, $1.02 trillion. All right, let's check out our $1 Trillion Tickers. See where they're at in the pre-market, y'all. All right, Nvidia is at 188.84. Google is at 302.15. Apple is at 263.64. Microsoft is at 398.37. Amazon is at 202.12. TSM is at 364.03. Meta is at 328.66. Excuse me. AVGO is at 329.45. Meta is at 633.60. Tesla is at 411.20. Berkshire B is at 504. And Walmart is at 128.25, y'all. All right. You got about 15 seconds before market open. Let's get ready, y'all. We put on a 1 minute chart so we can see that movement. Let's get it. Market open, market open, market open. The market is open February 18th, 2026, 6:30 a.m. Let's get to the money, y'all. Nvidia is up almost 2% at 188.38. Google is up fractionally at 302.61. Apple is up fractionally at 246.48. Microsoft is up fractionally at 397.42. Amazon is up almost 1% at 203. TSM is barely under break even at 364. ABGO is down 1.25% at 328.27. Meta is down 1.5% at 629. Tesla is up fractionally at 411.75. Berkshire B is up fractionally at 504.14. And Walmart is down almost 1.25% at 127.46, y'all. All right. So I'm going to put this on the screen while I get to the news. This is the 8 most valuable companies in the world. Top left-hand corner, we have Nvidia. To the right, Google, Apple, Microsoft. Underneath Nvidia, we have Amazon. To the right, TSM, AVGO, and Meta. All right, let's get into the news, y'all. Before we get into the news, let's actually check out the Fear and Greed Index. All right, we are in fear, y'all. Let me refresh. We are in fear. On the fear and greed index, we are at 38. We are in fear, y'all. We are right in the middle of fear. Okay, so let's get into the news, y'all. Meta signs a multi-year partnership with NVIDIA to build AI infrastructure. Meta expands NVIDIA's CPU deployment with significantly improves performance per watt in its data centers. Meta scales out AI workloads with NVIDIA Spectrum X Ethernet, supporting network efficiency and output and throughput. This one seemed pretty obvious. Zuckerberg raised CapEx guide to around $130 billion, and Jensen last week said Meta has been the single best company in utilizing AI for their recommended engines. Looks like a decent chunk of the CapEx spend, which was already going to NVIDIA, will continue to go to them. AI data center build-out cycle is simply not over, y'all. All right, next. Check this out. This is from Elon Musk. He said you can take a picture of your medical data or upload the file to get a second opinion from Grok. This is Grok 4.20. It is insanely good and quick at analyzing blood tests. You can literally upload your lab results, even an MRI, and Grok will break it down for you. That's dope. That's super dope. Next. This is from Unusual Whales. 1 in 4 unemployed people, or 1.8 million Americans, have been searching for a job for at least 6 months, y'all. For at least 6 months. It's not good, y'all. That is not good. That's a lot of unemployed people. Next, Figma and Anthropic just announced a new partnership. The companies launched a new feature called Code to Canvas. That converts code generated in AI tools like Cloud Code into fully editable designs inside Figma. And they got earnings after market close too, so that's a big deal right there, y'all. Anthropic, one of the biggest IPOs of the year. Next, Bill Ackman's Pershing Square Capital has updated its portfolio. It increased its share of Amazon by 64%, and it also has a new position in Meta. So Ackman is buying up Amazon and Meta because it's on a big discount right now, y'all. That's what, you know what I mean? Follow the big money, y'all. It's probably on more discount when they bought it. Because, you know, they didn't buy it yesterday. We had to wait for the 13F to come out. All right, next. Apple is poised to launch AI. Apple is expected to finally enter the AI market this year, Wedbush analyst says, citing its strengthened partnership with Google Gemini and new AI leadership. The firm calls the recent sell-off in Apple shares overblown, noting that AI could add $75 to $100 per share in value over the next few years, with the revamped Siri rollout seen as a key technology milestone. Let's get it. I like that. As an Apple shareholder, I like that idea. All right, this is from the China Pulse. We are very close to launch the latest Chinese AI model, DeepSeek V4. There is much speculation and some unconfirmed leaks about the efficiency of the upcoming model compared to the American models ChatGPT and Cloud. According to the leaks, the cost of input via DeepSeek's API will be 27 cents per million tokens. If this is true, it will be more than 50 times cheaper than a competitor's whose models cost $15 per million tokens. Of course, the cost varies due to different operating mechanisms of the models. It is not only the tech community that is eagerly awaiting the release of the new model, but also the markets. The emergence of the model that offers competitive efficiency at such low prices will put significant pressure on American AI companies. The model is scheduled to launch this month, and there are speculations that it will be released in the coming days, coinciding with the start of Chinese New Year. Ooh. Remember what happened with the original DeepSeek? If those numbers are correct, we should have another significant pullback in tech, y'all. All right, next, this coffee shop. If you're on YouTube, you're able to see these visuals. If you're on Facebook, you're not. But it says this coffee shop uses AI to track productivity of baristas and how much time customers are spending in the shop. The NeuroSpot Barista Staff Control and Customer Monitoring Video Analytics Module are tools designed to enhance efficiency. So basically, this is a coffee shop. They got the workers behind the desk and they got the customers standing in line or sitting down, eating and drinking. And it shows how long each customer has been in the building. Like the person that's getting his order taken, he's been there for 2 minutes. These people sitting down with the laptops, they've been there for an hour, 15 minutes. These people sitting down eating, they've been there for 15 minutes each. These people sitting down, been there for 5 minutes. And these workers, Elena has made 10 cups of coffee. Olga has made 3 cups of coffee. And Anna has made 20 cups of coffee. Anna is clearly the best worker on the staff right now. And Olga is lacking. She might be new or she might be old. I don't know. But that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I'm pretty sure they're going to wind up doing that at all jobs. Like, why wouldn't they? Then you can't lie. Then you gotta give me my raise when you give me my performance review. And you see how I've been outworking everybody. I think it's a great idea. Next, this is from the Kobayashi letter. President Trump announces that U.S.-Japan trade deal has officially launched, which includes $550 billion investment by Japan in the U.S., funding an NGL facility in Texas, funding a gas power plant in Ohio, funding a critical minerals plant in Georgia. I'm not going to read the whole thing Trump tweeted out, but he said, the scale of these projects are so large and cannot be done without one very special word, tariffs. The gas power plant in Ohio, a state that I won 3 times, will be the largest in history. The NGL facility in the Gulf of America would drive exports and further our country's energy dominance, and our critical minerals facility will end our foolish dependence on foreign sources. America is building again. America is producing again. America is winning again. All right, shout out Japan for dropping that bread like that. Okay, I thought this was interesting. They are now 3D printing a 12-meter boat in one piece with robots. No mold, no extra costs. So what once was needed, a full shipyard, can now be done instantly with a giant printer. And if you're on YouTube, you can see the guy hitting the boat with a hammer. And it's very strong. It's not even denting at all. So a sledgehammer too, not just a regular hammer. I need to go ahead and 3D print the house then. You gonna print a boat? If it's strong like that. Next.
Unaware of how
we got CEO of NVIDIA talking about China. Let me turn it up. Here we are. Let's go, y'all.
the world is unaware of how deeply dependent the United States and China are to each other. The ideas that floated around about United States decoupling from China, I think is flawed, and our dependency on each other is quite significant, and it's deeper than people think. And every single time we press it, we realize what else we're dependent on each other on. This will be the most consequential relationship in the next century. If this is so, I think that we really ought to recognize that managing the relationship and not causing conflict is the most important thing we could do. That's important. I think the second thing that I would say that the world didn't realize is how deeply dependent we are in the AI industry on the brilliant students and the brilliant scientists of China. 50% of the world's AI researchers are from China. Their companies in China want China to win. I think that's terrific. And I think the Chinese want China to win. I think that's terrific. We want America to win. And we can have a healthy competition while we compete fairly, and collaborate at the same time. But I think taking it emotionally too far from that results in consequences in relationships that are just harder to manage. The world.
We got to be cool with China so we can win. You know, they smarter than us on an individual basis. We are the leaders as far as, you know what I mean, the number one superpower. But I definitely see us losing this position. I don't know when, but I definitely see us losing this number one superpower position. Just when I look at kids, when I look at videos of kids in China, and I look at videos of kids in the U.S., it's serious business over in China. They are preparing the kids for the takeover, while America is not preparing. Let's just say that. Next, SpaceX and XAI are competing in a secretive new U.S. Pentagon contest to produce voice-controlled autonomous drone swarming technology. The winner of the challenge will be awarded $100 million. Wow. They not playing. Voice control, y'all. Alright, let's run the numbers. Let's run the numbers on our $1 trillion tickers. Where we at now? We can go to the 5-minute chart now. NVIDIA is up 1 3/4% at 188.15. Google is up fractionally at 302.37. Apple is down over 1/4% at 263. Microsoft is up 0.5% at 398.86. Amazon is up 1.5% at 204.45. TSM is barely under break even at 364. AVGO is down over 1% at 329.09. Meta is down 0.75% at 634.50. Tesla is up 0.5% at 412.63. Berkshire B is down almost 0.5% at 501.37. And Walmart is down 0.75% at 127.91. All right, this next clip comes from Reuters Business. I'm going to play it here, a little over a minute.
大 Spanish government has ordered prosecutors to investigate social media platforms X, Meta, and TikTok. It's for allegedly spreading AI-generated child sexual abuse material. Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez announced the news on Tuesday. It comes as European regulators crack down on big tech companies who they accuse of a range of abusive practices. It includes anti-competitive behavior in digital advertising to the deliberate design of addictive features on social media. The three companies named by Sanchez didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. The Spanish leader posted on his X account that, quote, the platforms are undermining the mental health, dignity, and rights of our children, adding that the impunity of these giants must end. Spain isn't the only country probing sexually explicit content generated by Elon Musk's XAI chatbot Grok on X. Other governments have launched investigations, bans, and demands for safeguards.
Yeah. They trying to find out what's going on. Why is y'all doing this? I think it's a good time to do it with all this Epstein stuff going on. Throw them all in jail. Shit. How about that? Next, Elon's Boring Company landed the bid to build twin tunnels at Universal Orlando Resort via a Tesla-powered loop system. Think the Vegas loop, but Orlando style, connecting the North Campus to the new Epic universe. After completing it in 1.5 years, they'll run multiple tunnel boring machines to speed things up, tackling Florida's high water table and sinkhole risks through local geotechnical study. Beyond moving passengers, the plan could be bring robo-vans for cargo and group rides, hinting at how Boring aims to scale transport in cities worldwide, y'all. Y'all forgot about the Boring Company. Elon trying to make it happen, y'all. Trying to hit that trillionaire status. The first one since Mansa Musa. Alright, next. Tesla just posted this yesterday. The first cybercab off the production line at Giga Texas, y'all. And that's the whole squad that's working at Giga Texas, y'all. Salute Elon and that first cybercab. Next, I thought this was very interesting. They can never do this in America. In China, there are many such unattended self-service kiosks. They require no on-site staff, and they rely entirely on people to voluntarily scan the QR code to pay and pick up their items. This model cuts labor costs while bringing convenience to the public. It is what we call Chinese-style trust, and also a vivid epitome of how technology is integrated into daily life. Man, if that shit was in America, people would steal everything in there. And they'll probably try to steal the whole cart. But, yeah, man, we can never do this in America. Never, ever, in no city. Next. Alright, let's see. This is from the Kobayashi letter. The U.S. college underemployment rate is at a crisis level. The unemployment rate for recent college graduates is up to 42.5%, the highest since the 2020 pandemic peak. This means nearly half of all recent graduates are working jobs that do not require a college degree. The rate also matches the levels seen during the 2008 financial crisis. Furthermore, 52% of all college graduates are underemployed upon initial entry into the labor market. Even 10 years after graduation, 45% of college graduates remain underemployed. Oh my God, are you serious? Criminal justice majors have the highest unemployment rate at 67%, followed by performing arts 62%, medical technicians 59%, liberal arts 56%, and anthropology at 55%, y'all. I can't even say it, y'all. Americans are paying more than ever for a degree that no longer guarantees the careers it promises. That's crazy, bro. Could you imagine you went to college and 10 years after graduation, 45% of y'all are still underemployed? That is terrible. That sounds like a robbery to me, y'all. All right, let's check out the sectors right quick. All right, XLK technology sector is up over 1/4% at 140. XLY consumer discretionary ETF is up almost 0.75% at 116.86. XLC, our communications sector, is barely under break even at 114.32. XLF, our financial sector ETF, is up almost 1% at 52.68. XLV, our healthcare sector, is down almost 0.5% at 156.75. XLP, our consumer staples ETF, is down 1/4% at 87.97. XLE, our energy sector ETF, looks like it hit an all-time high. Let me move this up here. XLE hit an all-time high today at 54.68, y'all. XLU is down 0.75% at 46.02. That's our utility sector. Next is our industrial sector. Industrials hit an all-time high yesterday. It's currently up fractionally at 175.35. XLB, our materials sector, hit an all-time high today, y'all. The new all-time high is 53.14. It's up 0.75% today. Current price 53.10. And XLRE, our real estate ETF, is down over 0.5% at 43.67, y'all. All right. It's still Black History Month, y'all. Yesterday was Huey P. Newton, the co-founder of the Black Panther Party. Black Panther Party for Self-Defense was born. He would have been 84 today, y'all. Salute to the legend. And where did they start the Panthers at, y'all? Right here in Oakland, California. That's the Bay Area. College students with knowledge and heart Wisdom. Salute. Next, Unusual Whales. Mamdani has announced an executive order establishing a chief savings officer in every city. The agency is to reduce redundancies and end extraneous programs. And they trying to do basically what Elon was talking about he was going to do with Doge, but countrywide. He's trying to do that in New York. Trying to save some bread. Where is they wasting money? Good. Every city should do that. You're going to find a lot too in New York, boy. You're going to find a lot of that. Next. This is insane, y'all. This is insane right here. Can you believe Meta Platforms has obtained a patent for an AI system that can simulate deceased users by analyzing their historical data, allowing the account to keep posting, messaging, and even making video calls in their behavioral style. What the hell are you talking about, Zuckerberg? That is how they just think of that. That is insane, y'all. That is insane. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Next, Peru's president, Jose Jerry, is impeached after only 4 months in office. The country's third consecutive leader to be ousted by impeachment. All right, next. Berkshire Hathaway sold $1.7 billion worth of Amazon last quarter, cutting its stake by 77%. That's probably why Amazon been falling so much recently. That's a lot to sell. Shoot. Next. This is from Reuters Business. Dubai is ramping up robotics in public spaces, deploying robots to help firefighters tackle dangerous blazes, expanding automation in emergency services, and rolling out a self-driving patrol robot at the global village. As you can see, it's like a dog with a water hose on it that can get up a lot closer than humans can. I think it's a great idea. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the video. Shout out everybody on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Next, it's from Wallow267. That good motivation. Discipline is choosing progress even when motivation is silent. Yes, sir. Next. Billionaire Gautam Adani earmarks $100 billion to develop AI data centers across India. India want a piece of this AI market too, and they willing to drop $100 billion on it. Let's go. Let's do it. Next. Anthropic just announced the launch of Claude Sonnet 4.6. It is their most capable sonnet model yet, It is a full upgrade of the model skills across coding, computer use, long context reasoning, agent planning, knowledge work, and design. Oh yeah, they still cooking. They still cooking, y'all. All right, next, Google is now trading below. Well, this was a couple days ago, but now trading below its 50-day moving average by the largest margin since April 2025, y'all. Yeah, Google. They're selling off after hitting them all-time highs. All right, let's check out some of our other tickers we like to look at on this show. SPX. Okay, looking strong on a 5-minute. Looking strong on a 5-minute. Oh, I think we hit a high day. Yes, SPX. We just hit a high day. Looks like looking good so far. SPX is up over 0.5% at 6,886. SPY is up 0.5% at 686.87. The NAS 100 is up almost 1% at 24,905. QQQ is up 0.75% at 606.14. The Dow Jones, it's up 0.5% at 49,773. Dow Jones ETF is up 0.5% at 498. The VIX back under 20. The VIX is dropping. Good. VIX is under 20. Is down 5% at 1922. The 10-year Treasury note is at 408. Gold just cracked 5,000 again, y'all. Gold cracked 5,000. It's up 2.5% today. The gold mini shares is up 2.5% at 98.94. Silver is up 6% at 70.57. The copper miners ETF is up almost 3% at 87.14. Bitcoin is at 67,338. iBit is down 0.5% at 38.20. Ethereum is still under 2,000. It's at 1,981. BMNR is up almost 1% at $20.33. AMD is down. AMD is in the gap, y'all. AMD is in the gap. It's been in the gap all day. It was in the gap most of the day yesterday. It's currently at 198.80. Palantir, I think Palantir got an upgrade. That's why that thing running today, y'all. Palantir at 5. Palantir is up 5.25% at 140, y'all. 140. Palantir looking strong. Robinhood looking strong today. Robinhood is up 3.3% at 77.97, y'all. 78 now. Let's go. All right. Let's get into some more news. Google plans to draw on geothermal power from renewable energy company Ormat Technologies to help fuel its fleet of data centers in Nevada. Under the terms of power purchase agreement announced today, Ormat will supply Google with up to 150 megawatts through the tech firm's standing deal with Berkshire Hathaway's NV Energy. Ormat plans to generate the power across a slate of new geothermal projects still in development. Okay, I thought this was interesting. Billionaire investor Vinod Khosla suggested that as many as 125 million people should be exempt from paying income taxes in the coming decades as artificial intelligence gets closer to eliminating a mass number of jobs. I agree. Let's go. If we ain't got no job, how we gonna pay anyway? You gonna have to pay off the universal basic income. All right, next, Spotify CEO. Quick clip.
When I speak to my most senior engineers, the best developers we had, they actually say that they haven't written a single line of code since December. They actually only generate code and supervise. An engineer at Spotify, on their morning commute, from Slack on their cell phone, can tell Claude to fix a bug or add a new feature to the iOS app. And once Claude finishes that work, the engineer then gets a new version of the app pushed to them on Slack on their phone so that he can then merge it to production, all before they even arrive at the office. We foresee this not being the end of the line in terms of AI development.
Ooh. That's deep, y'all. Jobs about to get taken. We ain't playing. Oh, here we go. Alex Karp, man. Check this out. You know, he be talking reckless.
You need a higher purpose, and I also think you often need a lower purpose. Like the higher purpose for me.
What's the lower purpose?
Well, I love the idea of getting a drone and having light fentanyl-laced urine spraying on analysts who tried to screw us. So that's my lower purpose. And, and others. But the higher purpose for me was to get this nation to be the preeminent power in the world, because whatever faults we have, they're nothing like anyone else's.
This dude crazy, y'all. He said fentanyl-laced urine coming out of drones. Let me play that again.
You need a higher purpose, and I also think you often need a lower purpose. Like the higher purpose for me.
What's the lower purpose?
Well, I love the idea of getting a drone and having light fentanyl-laced urine spraying on analysts who tried to screw us.
Speaking of Karp, Palantir is the latest company to move to South Florida, where local officials are promoting the region as an alternative to Silicon Valley. They out of here, y'all. All right, next. Oops. All right, this is our last story for today. Benzaga is where this comes from. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei is warning that a single mistimed bet in artificial intelligence spending could wipe out the company. Speaking on a podcast, Moody said AI firms face extreme risk if they commit massive capital before revenues are truly ready to scale. Moody believes AI models could reach country of geniuses capability within 1 to 2 years. The bigger uncertainty is how long it takes for that breakthrough to translate into trillions of dollars in revenue. If revenue arrives slower than expected, the early spending could become fatal rather than visionary. He explained that even a small shortfall could be catastrophic. If projected revenue lands hundreds of billions below expectations, there is no hedge that could offset the cost of overbuilding compute infrastructure. That risk is why Anthropic is taking a more cautious path. Anthropic plans to invest about $50 billion in U.S. AI infrastructure, far less than rivals Amazon, Google, Meta. They're each budgeting well over $100 billion each. While AI spending fuels near-term winners like NVIDIA, Modi's comments highlight a growing divide. Some firms are racing to scale at any cost, while others are trying to survive the gap between technological breakthroughs and sustainable revenue, y'all. That's from the CEO of Anthropic. All right. That's it, y'all. Check out the heat map. Heat map looking good. Way more green than red today, y'all. Heat map looking good. Only thing down is healthcare and utilities. For the most part, tech is looking good. Retail is looking good. Consumer discretionary looking good. Yes, yes. All right, let's get into some motivation before we go.
Every morning, everyone should speak these 5 affirmations, all right? I am the best. I can do it alone. God is always with me. I am a winner. Today is my day. Every morning, everyone should speak these 5 affirmations, all right? I am the best. I can do it alone. God is always with me. I am a winner. Today is my day.
Sometimes you just struggle to realize how much is in front of you. You're more blessed than you think. Sometimes you just struggle to realize how much is in front of you because you're constantly thinking about what you have to obtain. The rich person is not the one who has a lot, but the one that has enough. So you should seek to have enough, inshallah.
It don't happen overnight, and there's going to be moments when it's really, really frustrating, and there's going to be moments when it's really, really inspiring and empowering. And if you get too high off the highs and too low off the lows, you're going to take yourself on a ride that's very uncomfortable. I think it's just about being committed to the work, appreciating it, when it's good and not stressing too bad when it's bad, just appreciating the work and staying focused on showing up every day.
That's what we're going to do here, y'all. We're going to show up every day to the $1 Trillion Ticker Show. I'm your host, Matt Riches. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow in the pre-market. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.